Hello everyone, this is Ashika, Assistant Professor in Computer Science Department, Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, Bengaluru. So previously we have seen the topics, the first module topics in the management and entrepreneurship for IT industry, how the management function, what are the management function is required, what are the things should be upheld in the each managerial functions, and according to different writers, how we have explained about the management functions. So in this session, we are going to the next topics, that is roles of the manager. Once the manager function is done, what are the roles of the each manager in the management sector? So here we have the three different roles of the manager. So interpersonal roles, informational roles, and the decisional roles. So interpersonal roles, it includes the figurehead, leader, liaison. So what is this figurehead, leader, liaison? In the interpersonal role, within the role of the managers, we are having the three level. Within that first interpersonal roles, we are having multi subdivision in the first role of the manager, that is figurehead, leader, and the liaison. So what is this figurehead says? In this role, manager performs the duties of the ceremonial nature, such as greeting the touring dignitaries, attending their weddings, and provide giving some employee or social functions, offering the lunch for them important customers. So it is not within the organization. Apart from the organization, he should be good with the good what bonding should be there within the workers. So that is what interpersonal role in the figurehead is that the manager should perform the duties of the ceremonial in the nature, such as greeting during the dignitaries, attending their wedding, other activities which is apart from the organization. He should have the good responsibilities, good relationships with the workers. Then only he can give the good um, good results for his organization. The next is leader. So leader is nothing but he is who is going to motivate and encourage the employees. So leader is going to motivate the person and encourage the people in their organization. And the liaison says that in this role, every manager must develop the contacts outside to collect the information useful for the organization. So when some persons are working within the organization, so in this competitive world, number of organizations will be competing for each of the product execution. So the worker who is going to work in a specific area, he should be able to know, he should able to take the information apart from the organization which is going to compete with them. So they should collect the information which is useful for the organization. By grabbing that out of the information which is out from the organization, how they are going to give their best within their organization. That is called about the liaison. So next is informational roles. So informational roles we are having monitor, disseminator, spokesman. So what is this monitor? Monitor is nothing but to getting his environment information. Who the manager has to get his environment information through his contacts and subordinates. So he is going to get the information of the organization itself, because number of people will be working in that specific organization. So there will be conflicts within them itself. So he has to monitor all the things within that environment. He should grab the context of them and subordinates, and the disseminator, he should a manager should pass the privileged information directly to the subordinates. The manager passes the privileged information directly to the subordinates in the disseminator, and the spokesman says about the manager has to spend a part of time in representing the organization before various outside groups having some stake in the organization. So he says that spokesman has to spend his time to representing his organization before giving the chance to outside groups which is having some stake in the organization. He should give some time space for the his organization workers. Then coming to the decision roles. What is this decision role says? It includes the entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, negotiator. So what is this entrepreneur? So entrepreneur we will look over in the third model in this subject. So before that, entrepreneur is the role of manager, looks for new idea to improve the organization. What is the role of this entrepreneur is to give the new idea to improve the organization. This role, the manager looks for new idea to improve their organization, and also disturbance handler must act like a firefighter to seek the solutions to various unanticipated problems. And also, resource allocator includes must divide the work and delegate the authority among his subordinates. How he is going to work with this delegate authority with his subordinates? How he is going to divide the work? And the negotiator says about the manager spends time should solve the problems like agreements, strikes, and the negotiation within the organization. Like example, the foreman negotiating with the workers for the grievance problem. So the negotiator must solve the problems he like agreements, strikes, miscellaneous activities which is going on within the organization. This is about the negotiator. So decision roles includes the entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, negotiator. Then when we move for the evolution of the management, evolution of the management can be studied as early classical approaches represented by scientific management, administrative management, human relations approach. So early classical approaches represented as scientific, administrative, human relations. Neoclassical approaches is given by the human relation movement and behavioral approach. Then modern approaches represented by quantitative system contingency approach. So evolution of the management includes like early classical, neoclassical, modern approaches represented. So early classical includes scientific, administrative, human relations. Neoclassic includes human relations and behavioral approach. Modern includes quantitative systems contingency approach. So when we look one by one, so Taylor's contribution under scientific management. So who is this Taylor? What is his contribution in the scientific management? So scientific management is one of the era of the man evolution, one of the evolution which is involved in the evolution of the management. So in this scientific era, Taylor is one of the writer or the scholar who has come to give his best in the management sector. So Taylor's launched some new movement in the year 1910. In the year 1910, he has launched some new movement which is known as a scientific management, principles of scientific management. So separation of the planning and doing it, bilateral mental revolution, and scientific management involves a complete mental revolution of the workman towards their work. Then he also included the financial incentives to make the motivate the workers for the greater and better work, and also given the economy insistency. He has given the insistence to the economy. Also, maximum output is achieved through the division of the labor and the specialization. So Taylor launched a new movement in 1910, which is known as scientific management. So what is his principles of the scientific management is like separation of planning and doing, bilateral mental revolution, then financial incentives, then economy. These are the four principles of the scientific management in the Taylor contribution. So once the contribution is done, there should be a limitation within the Taylor contribution to the management. So what are the limitations he has come across? The Taylor believed that economic incentives are strong enough to motivate the workers for the increased production, but it has been proven wrong because there are number of need of securities also. The worker will not only work for that organization by their strength enough to motivate, leadership mentality, motivation mentality, but they also need the security, social needs, and egoistic needs rather than financial needs. So he only insisted the financial thing for the workers, but he failed to give up the security to the workers, social needs, egoistic needs, apart from the financial needs. And the second is separation of planning and doing the greater specialization inherited in the system tends to reduce the need for skill. Right. And it also advances in methods and better tools to missionaries eliminated some workers who found it difficult to get other jobs and caused the resentment among them. So he advanced the methodology by applying the mission, by adding the missionaries to his organization, where it made the workers to give up their work. The people resource has been their decline and their what we can say destroyed, like a people is replaced with the missionaries where the workers who can't found the new jobs and causes the resentment among them. This is one of the limitation of the scientific management. So coming to the administrative management, this is one of the management sector where the new person will come over here, that is entry foil. It is considered as a father of administrative management. So Taylor, he has been contributed to the in the year scientific management in the 1910, but the Henry Foyle, he has came in the administrative management era. So he is called as a father of administrative management from the year 1941 to 1925. So Foyle divided the activities of the business enterprises into six groups, that is technical, financial, accounting, security, and administrative or managerial. So how is divided the business enterprises into the six groups, like technical feasibilities, technical things, how it is going to imply to the management, financial, how they are going to upgrade their financial accounting, and not should be ignored, the security is needed for the workers. So he has also divided these six groups as an security and the administrative or managerial. So this is about the administrative management. In this session, we have seen the levels of management, interpersonal role. Within that, we have seen the figurehead, all the three types. Then we have come across the tailored contribution and limitation in the administration in the management sector, and we have seen the administrative management and Refoil as a considered as a father of administrative management. So these are all the concepts which have been seen in this session about the management functions and its essentials in the organization within a IT sector industries.